Hey everyone, this is Austin-Sensei and welcome back to another video. This is, of course, another Data Live video, and I actually asked you guys on Twitter, hey, do you want me to talk about the PV and the preview or the promotional video for Data Live Season 3? And see, I like it, but there's a lot of people that are a bit upset about stuff. But before we begin, when I do say stuff, I feel I have to say this most of the time. It's not an insult, it's more of I'm playing around, so do know that, because people sometimes don't know the difference. But anyways, continue on. So Data Live Season 3 is coming out January 11th, and if you are in the US and you're in my time zone, the Eastern, it is probably coming out January 10th, which is, I think, a Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But that's kind of what's happening, and with all that happening, of course, there's always the whole studio change, which is JC staff, because the previous animation company has closed. And if you didn't know, they actually were the same company that did a very long name. Ready? Test and the Sister New Devil. When are they gonna ever stop freaking making long anime names? Please, for the love of God, stop. But anyways, basically this is a new studio that's animating it, and I was actually talking to one of my viewers. I usually talk to them about Data Live, and since we kind of both dabble in the light novel, by the way, I recommend the light novel, it's pretty good, but this arc that's coming up is supposed to be about origami, and I think it is 12 episodes versus the 10 episodes the last season was, which was Season 2, so that kind of, I'm a little hyped because it's more episodes. And as in the preview, we saw the witch, and the thing is, I'm not going to talk too much about the witch for the simple fact that, as you can see, she's very important. And I don't want to spoil stuff, to say the least, and I know people sometimes take that and, oh, you don't know? No, I do know. It's just called not being a huge prick. Because, you know, people want to watch it and not know about stuff, and that's kind of, I know if you're insulted by that, if the shoe fits, I'm sorry, but just be cautious about other people, because some people, I know people that don't want to read ahead or really don't want to know anything about it. They want to go in there blind. I don't blame them, because that is their choice of how they want to watch anime, and everyone has their own choice of how they want to watch stuff, so leave them to what they want to do. That's why I can't stress enough, if you are going to spoil something, do specify putting spoiler in the comments. But continuing on, I think the whole preview was quite nice, and I enjoyed it, especially seeing the witch and hearing her voice actress, which I don't know off the top of my head, and hearing the opening song, and of course, it's same people doing it, Sweet Arms, and it is, I swear, and I love it. I love it so much. It's pretty good. I actually got to listen to it. I wasn't listening to, for an hour. But nonetheless, the animation now, this is where it's getting controversial, and when I say this, I really don't care if I piss you off. I'm going to just put it like this, like I put it with DxD. If you do not pay a subscription for Crunchyroll, Funimation, or anything that's going to carry it, and if you don't own the Blu-rays for it, you don't get to complain. If you watch it free on a website, you don't get to complain. It's just that simple. It's basically, if you put an investment into the anime, if you have a figure, you basically put in an investment, as I said, in the anime, you have the right to complain. You are buying their stuff. This is different from video games, because video games, you're buying it. If you don't want it, you don't buy it. Look at Battlefield 5. If you don't like it, don't buy it. And people listened. So that's where we're going with that. But animation style-wise, I think it's pretty nice. It reminds me of Season 1. And I always enjoyed the animation of Season 1. Season 2 kind of, it was good too. Nonetheless, I just, people are complaining, oh, the animation looks bad, this and that, and this and that, and blah, 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 kind of thing. And just like DxD, I'm going to say, just piss off, honestly. Just stop being a completely big complainer that you have nothing better to do with your life, to say the least. That's kind of what I'm figuring at this point with people, but just, that was the preview, and the preview wasn't that bad. Yes, the colors are a bit different from the normal palette you're used to, because it's a different studio. It's JC, and they are doing, I think, a certain magical index, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it's smooth, it's pretty. I mean, if someone complains, I know someone probably will, because they can't handle the change. And it's just, I don't understand what's going on with the fan base. I'm seeing people complain about it. I'm thinking, it's just a preview video. I mean, look at DxD. DxD improved from their preview video a whole lot, in my opinion, and it's not My Sister, My Writer bad. That's the thing I want to get across, and it can't be as bad as Goblin Slayer. It can't decide between CGI or Overlord towards the end with the CGI with the goblins. It's not that bad. So they're not even using CGI, actually, as one of my viewers pointed out, Milton. Thank you for pointing that out, actually. I'm going to give you a little shout out, I guess. But they didn't use CGI on anything, mostly, in that preview. And unlike the previous, I think the spatial quakes in other seasons had some CGI in it. And this time it was just smoothly drawn. And it's beautiful. So I don't understand the complaints. Then again, it's any time that a new studio takes over, people are going, oh, it's bad, it's going to be horrible, blah, 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 blah. And I understand where they're coming from, because I know this is going to be a controversial thing. With One Punch Man, I don't think the next season's going to be as great as the first. It's kind of had its thing, and it did its course, and now it's just, okay. Picked up its fan base, and the new fans are going to be like, oh, the next season was so bad, blah, 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 blah. And I'm seeing a huge similarity with the anime fandom, with the newbies that are coming in. It's mostly those people that are complaining I'm picking up, but I mean, old-time fans, I guess some may complain, but then again, I don't understand, but I do at the same time, I guess. It's not horrible. It's not something worth complaining over. That's kind of how I see it, and if you are complaining over it, good for you. Just get out of my way. And if I see any a particular YouTuber going after the animation, I'm going to have a wonderful video after, because it gets annoying to hear about, oh, the animation's bad because it's a different studio. Calm down, okay? I mean, we use the manga as a pointer. It looks like the manga. Even though the manga isn't very ahead in data life. Don't try to read that. I'm just going to give you some advice. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with the preview video. I thought it was pretty nice, and it could always be worse. That's how I think about it. It always could be Berserk bad. It could always be Ruby bad. I know people like Ruby, and see, I am to a point with the animation being unwatchable, but it has to have a good story, and that's my kind of cutoff. But as I said, this animation isn't bad. I think it's quite smooth, and seeing animation from all different studios, especially Studio Feels that did Island, that was beautiful anime, horrible story. Well, good beginning to a story, but horrible ending to a story. They kind of like pulled the trigger on us. And SS Gridman, that's another one. I won't talk about that because people like that for some reason. Well, then again, it's a trigger anime, so we all have to like it. But going back to Data Live, it's going to be interesting to see that the whole witch, and yes, no worry, I know everyone's like, where's Kurumi? Kurumi is going to be very important. I can't stress that enough. And just hold off. We got a couple of weeks. Don't worry, she'll be there. So will Toka, so will Miku, and so far, when I'm making this video, I do not know if Funimation is doing the dub. I'm going to speak about that, actually, because that is a question that many people are going to probably ask. I really do think Funimation is going to do the dub for the simple fact they have done the first 2 seasons. And yes, Crunchyroll may actually have it on theirs. I am pretty sure Funimation will have it too, because it's like a Funimation staple at this point. I mean, it'd be weird not to have it. I'm pretty sure with Crunchyroll and the Funimation split up, they have a lot of contracts up until summer animes that they've signed for, so don't be too alarmed, I guess. That's kind of how I want to put it in. I will try to keep you updated with certain parts like that in my community tab, because I don't want to make a video and waste your time talking about it, because it gets tedious, I understand. But overall summary of what I just said, the preview was pretty nice. I like the animation. I like the witch's voice actress and how she sounds. I think she's perfect for what she's doing, and the animation is smooth. It is a lot better in my opinion, but people want to complain because they have nothing better to do. And as I keep saying, if you don't pay for, or if you don't invest in Data Live via merchandise, Blu-rays, or paying a sub to actually go and watch it, you don't have the right to complain. That's just how it is. It's like You complaining about a video game you don't have, you've never played, and you don't have that right. You kind of sound stupid. That's kind of how I mean to put it that way, but just, if you're complaining, I understand, and I don't, as I have to say again, because people are going to get insulted that, oh, you don't understand. I do, because you have nothing better to do. That's kind of how I feel, and it's just, I get the whole studio change is a very hard thing to accept, but remember that studio is out of business, so we're very fortunate to get another season. Think about it that way. I mean, look at DxD. TNK didn't want to continue DxD. They wanted to run it into the ground. If you didn't know, and everyone, oh, TNK was better. It's an insult to DxD. Don't be that way. Accept stuff that isn't god awful. I mean, we have some bad animation going around, and yes, I will admit, my sister, my writer, had bad animation, but the story made up for it. I mean, dare I say, Konosuba had some pretty bad animation, but it made it funny. That's kind of how I see bad animation, unless it's, really horrible CGI. That's kind of my extent, but anyways, what's your thoughts about the whole Data Live thing, the animation? What did you think about the preview? I thought it was pretty nice. I can't wait for the opening song. I do want to hear the ending song. I will try to look that up. I definitely will be listening for another hour of the opening song, but anyways, if you do want me to link it, the preview, do tell me. I'll just comment and I'll put it on my description, probably in the pinned comment. But anyways, guys, this is Austin-Sensei signing out. Peace.